Sant Mat Radhasoami, Chart of the Heavens. So we continue to explore reality and its levels of perception by examining the spiritual and mystical traditions of various cultures. In the first part, we looked at the concept of the planes of consciousness by the mystic and spiritual leader Meher Baba. Today, we will explore the Sant Mat tradition with its concept of the chart of the heavens. Sant Mat, particularly in its early forms, was influenced by the Bhakti movement in India, which emphasized personal devotion to God. This movement interacted with Sufi traditions, especially in the northern regions of India, leading to a cross-pollination of ideas. Sufi saints and Indian mystics often lived and taught in the same regions, influencing each other's practices and teachings. The roots of Sant Mat can be traced back to medieval Indian mystics such as Kabir, Guru Nanak, and Dadu Dayal, among others. These mystics emphasized personal devotion to God, inner experience, and the practice of Nam or Surat Shabd Yoga, meditation on the divine sound. Their teachings form the core of what is now known as the Sant Mat Tradition. While Sant Mat is a more general term encompassing the teachings of various saints over centuries, Radhasoami represents a more organized and structured spiritual movement that emerged in the 19th century, with its own line of succession of gurus. The Radhasoami tradition helped to codify and systematize the teachings of Sant Mat, providing a more organized structure and community around these teachings. While Radhasoami is a significant and influential part of the Sant Mat tradition, it is not the entirety of it. Sant Mat's roots and teachings span a much broader historical and cultural landscape in India. Thus, the modern tradition of Sant Mat is associated with the Radhasoami movement, which was founded by Shiv Dayal Singh, also known as Huzur Swami Ji Maharaj in Agra, India. His teachings were continued by a lineage of spiritual leaders, each known as a Sant or Satguru. The Radhasoami movement emphasizes the inner spiritual path and the importance of a living master, Satguru. The master is considered an embodiment of divine wisdom and love, capable of initiating seekers into the practice of inner meditation. Over time, various branches and subsects of Radhasoami have emerged, each led by a different guru or spiritual leader. The central practice in Sant Mat is Surat Shabd Yoga, meditation on the inner light and sound, where practitioners meditate on the inner sound, Shabd, and light to achieve spiritual awakening and union with the divine. The sound current is believed to be the divine essence flowing from the Supreme Being. The focus is on direct personal experience of the divine through inner realization. Meditation helps the soul, Surat, to ascend through various spiritual regions to reach the ultimate divine reality, Radhasoami Dham. Surat Shabd Yoga, the yoga of light and sound, is designed to help practitioners navigate through various planes of existence, ultimately aiming to reach higher spiritual realms or planes. Each plane corresponds to different levels of consciousness and spiritual experience, starting from the physical realm and advancing towards higher, more spiritual realms. Practitioners rely on guidance from a Satguru master to navigate this process, as they can provide insights and support in understanding and experiencing the sound current and spiritual planes. The ultimate goal of Surat Shabd Yoga is to reach Agama Loka, the highest spiritual plane or state of divine consciousness. The practice of Surat Shabd Yoga includes Simran, repetition, particularly silent repetition of a mantra given at initiation, dhyan, concentration, viewing or contemplation, particularly on the inner master, and bhajan, listening to the inner sounds of the Shabd. In the teachings of Huzur Swami Ji Maharaj, a revered figure in the Radhasoami traditions, it is stated that there are 12 distinct worlds: 6 lower worlds linked to the 6 lower chakras, and 6 higher worlds, with the lowest of these higher realms connected to the crown chakra, although this number often varies in different descriptions and tables within the Sant Mat tradition. The lower worlds represent the material and lower spiritual realms known as Pinda or body, while the higher realms are associated with celestial sounds or vibrations, Shabd or Nada, reflecting the higher spiritual domains. By aligning oneself with the vibrations of these elevated heavenly realms, one can ascend through successive planes until reaching the supreme divine state, transcending all worlds. In various tables related to the Sant Mat tradition, different numbers of planes are sometimes listed, but we will focus on the table of the following 8 realms. 0. Pinda, physical plane or physical universe. In tables, it is often numbered as the 0 plane. This is the material world we live in, encompassing the physical body and the gross material universe. The Pinda representing the biophysical universe where human experience is grounded in the physical body and sensory perception. This plane is governed by physical laws and is the plane of birth, death, and rebirth. This plane in the Sant Mat tradition corresponds to what is known as Saguna Brahman in classical yogic terms, meaning the aspect of the divine that has form or shape. On this plane, the soul is confined by the limitations of the 5 senses, which anchor consciousness to the physical world. This is where souls navigate their existence, often becoming trapped by the tangible aspects of life, unable to perceive beyond the material world. To transcend this state, one must rise above the limitations imposed by the physical senses and enter the more subtle regions of the universe. This ascent marks the beginning of a journey towards higher planes of consciousness, where the soul can gradually free itself from the confines of the biophysical universe and move closer to the ultimate reality. First plane, Anda, astral plane. This plane is more subtle and exists above the physical plane, giving rise to it. It is the plane of subtle energy where individual sensory perceptions are experienced. Entrance into the pure astral plane, according to Sant Mat, just the beginning of the inner voyage. Here light and sound begin to appear, which mystics sometimes mistakenly take for the achievement of their realization in the ultimate reality, although these are only the very first glimpses of the Supreme. Within this realm, one encounters a wide range of experiences, from the lowest desires to the highest expressions of light and love. It is a domain where psychic phenomena, magic, spirits, and various occult teachings are explored. Astral projections, spiritual visions, and encounters with beings from other dimensions are common in this plane. 2. Brahmanda, causal plane. The causal plane is even subtler than the astral plane and is associated with the causal body. This plane, often referred to as the causal or mental universe. It is the plane of thought where karmic records are stored and the Akashic records. Meditators passing through this region often encounter a radiant, magnificent light which can create the illusion that they have reached the ultimate stage of spiritual enlightenment and self-realization. However, it is crucial to recognize that this is only the 3rd region on the spiritual journey. Despite the profound experiences and realizations that can occur in this region, it is important to understand that the influence of duality and negative polarity can still persist. In the Sant Mat tradition, Brahmanda is often considered the abode of Brahm, the cosmic being. Many individuals, upon glimpsing the Brahm and perceiving the universal light, may mistakenly believe they have reached the ultimate goal. However, beyond Brahmanda lies the 4th region, the supracausal plane, where the journey towards ultimate spiritual transcendence continues. In many spiritual traditions and mystical teachings, a similar gradation of planes is evident. However, despite their mystical allure and appeal, the Anda, astral or vital plane, and Brahmanda, causal or mental plane, planes are not considered spiritual realms. These planes are intermediate stages, higher than the physical plane, but still not part of the spiritual domain. These intermediate planes are where esoteric enthusiasts frequently become ensnared, captivated by the play of various forces and energies. On these planes, individuals can easily fall into extremes, such as the magic of numbers, predictions, the manifestation of desires, or a fascination with spiritualistic sessions. These distractions can limit further spiritual growth, as people mistakenly believe they have found the ultimate truth, when in reality they have merely encountered an illusion. In these extremes, they may find what they perceive as truth, never realizing that they have not yet touched the true essence of spirituality, assuming their journey has reached its end. It is within these planes that adherents of New Age traditions often have their experiences, yet many fail to achieve true spirituality. 3. ParaBrahmanda, supercausal plane. Beyond the causal plane, the supercausal plane is where the soul begins to experience higher spiritual realities. The ParaBrahmanda corresponds to the level of consciousness associated with pure awareness. This realm represents a higher mental or purely etheric universe where the light is exceptionally intense and expansive, enveloping what seems like infinite universes. This plane is free from the cycles of karma and rebirth. It is associated with higher consciousness and a profound sense of spiritual awakening. Many perceive it as the origin of all creation, the light of everything that exists. For some meditators, reaching this place brings profound contentment, and they choose to remain here. However, even at this elevated level, one becomes aware of the existence of positive and negative polarities below, recognizing the essential role of cause and effect and the streams of creation that govern the universe. While it is possible to maintain a state of awareness within this realm, the struggle with the fluctuating forces of positive and negative still persists. If one is willing to relinquish this radiant state of awareness and venture into the completely unknown, beyond even the omniscient awareness that encompasses the universe, they can then enter the fifth region, Maha Sunn, Great Void. This realm is typically not designated as a separate plane, and therefore is not assigned a number. In the Sant Mat Tradition, those who cultivate humility and recognize that the previous state of spiritual awareness is not the ultimate endpoint may, through the grace of a master, enter a profound state known as the Great Void, or Mahasunyata. This state is characterized by Nirguna Brahman, which is completely formless. The Great Void serves as the womb of all universes and acts as a barrier between the causal planes and the higher pure spiritual planes. In this state, one transcends the entire creation, including all universes and the light that sustains them, moving beyond the realms of form into the purest essence of existence. 4. Bhanwar Gupha, Whirling Cave Vortex. The creation of any universe is believed to begin in a mystical region known as Bhanwar Gupha, also referred to as the Whirling Cave Vortex, or Anahu, which means I am He. This realm is characterized by a constant subtle motion, where individual spirits experience a rotating swing, moving in harmony with the vortex. Surrounding Bhanwar Gupha are countless spiritual islands, each resonating with the sacred sounds of Soham Soham and Anahu Anahu. Spirits who reach this region find themselves immersed in an atmosphere of divine playfulness and rapture, where the enchanting melodies of flutes and the sweet fragrances of sandalwood and other scents pervade the air. The sensory experiences in Bhanwar Gupha, particularly the soul's nirat, power of vision, and surat, capacity to hear, are profoundly heightened, leading to a state of deep satisfaction. The full essence and beauty of this region are beyond written description, as they can only be truly understood through direct spiritual experience. 5. Sach, true home or Sat Loch. There are various interpretations regarding this plane. In some traditions, Sach is considered identical to Sat Loch, while in others, Sach, the realm of truth, is a common term for the three higher divine planes, Sat Loch, Alakh, and Agama. Sach is considered the eternal plane of existence, where the soul reunites with the Supreme Being. This plane is beyond time, space, and duality. It is described as a state of pure consciousness, bliss, and divine love. Is the realm of pure spirituality, representing the beginning of true divine experience. In this sacred realm, the soul begins to sense the presence of the divine in its purest form, moving beyond the confines of the universe and transcending even the most magnificent universal lights. Described as the abode of the Nirankar, the formless one, Sach is not a geographical spot and defies description. 6. Alakh Loka, invisible Loka. This realm offers an unmatched experience of bliss, joy, and deep satisfaction, often regarded in advanced yogic traditions as the pinnacle of spiritual fulfillment and the highest state of samadhi. The master of this place is Alakh Purusha, pouring out divine light. This plane is entirely free from any negativity, cause and effect, or imperfection. Unlike the lower planes beneath the Great Void, which are subject to cycles and dissolution, the pure spiritual planes like Alakh Loka are indestructible and eternal. Within this divine realm, the soul is wholly immersed in bliss and freedom, feeling a profound sense of unity with the divine source. There is no sense of separation. Every atom of the soul resonates with oneness with God. This overwhelming sense of fulfillment might lead one to believe that this is the final state of spiritual evolution, the ultimate bliss where nothing more is to be attained. However, Alakh Loka is only the second divine region, indicating that there are even higher realms beyond. 7. Agama Loka, inaccessible plane, represents the next divine region, where the soul ascends to a profound level of consciousness focused on the immense power of God. In this exalted state, the soul gains the ability to realize its creative potential and even create entire universes. Here, the soul not only recognizes itself as a reflection of the divine, but also acknowledges the immense power it possesses to manifest its own worlds and realities. In Agama Loka, the soul attains the capability to bring forth its own universe and assume the role of its creator and lord. This realm is where the soul witnesses the creative acts of other great souls, such as Brahm and his sons, who are credited with bringing our current universe into existence. As a level of consciousness, Agama Loka corresponds to a deeper aspect of full consciousness, where the seeds of creation are planted. On the accelerated path of spiritual awakening, one may quickly progress through the divine regions, much like taking a direct flight that bypasses many details. However, as the soul continues to awaken and integrate these experiences, it begins to differentiate among the divine regions, gaining a more detailed understanding of each. 8. Anami, nameless plane. Anami is often referred to as the ultimate formless state of the divine, beyond all planes. This plane is associated with the realization of God and the state of full consciousness, yet it transcends even these concepts. It is the source of all creation, where the soul merges completely with the formless divine. It is known as the Nameless Plane because it exists beyond the reach of language and description, defying any attempt to attribute characteristics or form to it. In this realm, the soul encounters the purest essence of all, an indescribable, formless, and colorless light that embodies the ultimate truth. Anami is the culmination of the spiritual journey, where the soul realizes the essence of God, yet even this realization falls short of fully capturing the profound, ineffable nature of this plane. Anami represents the highest state of spiritual attainment in Sant Mat. It is the true realization of the divine, beyond all dualities and distinctions, where the soul experiences the boundless, formless essence of the Nameless One. Anami Lok is said to be presided over by Anami Purush, Radhasoami, the Supreme Being. Radhasoami is the divine form assumed by the formless Anami and is as limitless as Anami itself. In this context, Radhasoami is seen as the manifestation or expression of the formless Anami, allowing for a more personal connection while still being inherently limitless and transcendent. Yogi philosopher and spiritual leader Sant Singh in the Sant Mat Tradition stated the following: "Nobody can ever see God Absolute. God in expression called word or nam manifests in the form of light and sound principle, which can be seen and heard with the inner eyes and inner ears with the help and grace of a competent master." In the Sant Mat tradition, Anami Lok is associated with the experience of Adisat and the Anurag Sagar, ocean of love. In the Sant Mat tradition, Anurag Sagar translates to ocean of love and refers to a profound state of divine consciousness and spiritual fulfillment. It signifies the immense, all-encompassing love of the divine, which is seen as a deep, infinite reservoir that transcends ordinary understanding. This ocean represents the ultimate state of divine love and devotion that pervades and sustains the universe. The term Anurag Sagar, ocean of love, is closely associated with Kabir, a 15th century Indian saint and poet whose teachings are central to the Sant Mat tradition. Kabir is attributed with a book titled Anurag Sagar. In Anurag Sagar, Kabir explores themes of divine love, spiritual realization, and the nature of the soul's journey towards the divine. Adisat signifies the ultimate primordial state of pure existence and consciousness transcending all other planes. It represents the absolute, formless, and ineffable reality that is beyond the reach of conventional descriptions. The entire realm of planes is conventionally divided into Dayal and Kaal. Dayal refers to the higher realm where pure spirit, uncontaminated by mind and matter, exists. It encompasses the 6 higher planes that are often described and depicted in diagrams. In contrast, Kaal includes the 3 lower planes, including the material Pinda. Kaal represents the negative force that manifests and brings all creation into existence, while Dayal represents the positive force, the power of inversion that guides the soul back to its source. These are the centrifugal and centripetal forces at work in all of creation. Different spiritual systems, including various Gnostic traditions, offer diverse perspectives on the number and classification of planes, heavens, or realms of existence. The approach to categorizing these realms can vary. For example, some systems may combine or separate the astral plane into distinct regions. The highest spiritual realm often may be described in various ways. Some systems view it as a singular domain of spirit, while others break it down into multiple levels. In the higher planes, the soul can either retain its individuality or merge with the divine. The supreme reality can be experienced both as an abstract, formless principle, nirguna, without attributes, and as a personal deity with qualities and attributes, saguna, with attributes. Generally, this perception depends on the observer and the level, plane or realm of their perception, which can influence whether they perceive unity, difference, or a combination of both at the same time. Usually the ultimate plane is depicted as a state beyond any illusion of separateness, characterized by non-duality or oneness. It is known by various names. However, despite these variations, a roughly similar structure of planes is preserved across different traditions, highlighting the universality of this concept. These differences often arise from the fact that the experience of a plane and its corresponding state of consciousness, both of which are inexpressible in words, must be conveyed using limited language and interpreted through constrained concepts. Thus, despite differences in terminology, there is a shared vision of levels of existence, or levels of perception of these realities, that transcends the conventional view of existence constrained by material nature and its physical laws. I've aimed to explore another intriguing tradition based on the information I've gathered or discovered. However, this is just a surface-level overview of the Radhasoami tradition. To truly follow this path, a deep and dedicated commitment is required. While I discuss various authoritative traditions, it's crucial to find the one that resonates with you personally. This might be the Radhasoami tradition or the teachings of Meher Baba, as covered earlier in the series The Planes of Existence. If neither resonates with you, continue searching. You will undoubtedly find your path within one of the many traditions.